All right, so I took this trade about, I would say about 9 hours ago. It's still a good trade for anybody who wants to get in. Don't ever use real money. If you use real money, your cat will develop Lou Gehrig's disease. So that said, no financial advice here. So we're going to show you what we did. So we got 5 Bitcoin playing here. Now, you don't have to have 5 Bitcoin. You can use half a Bitcoin, which is less than $20,000 right now, and you can use 10x leverage. Don't use leverage unless you're experienced. So we'll go ahead and show you what we did here. We are using Heikin-Ashi candles, as you can tell. For those of you who understand what that is, regular candles would look like this. The reason we like to get out of that sometimes is you can see all these green candles that started to develop in these different places that might throw you off. And so if you use Heikin-Ashi candles, you can tell it's red all the way down until this green candle at the bottom. That gives you a much stronger signal of some sort of a pump or a reversal sometimes. All right, so here's what we did. First, we drew in our level. You always want a level. If you don't know levels, guys, then go over some resistance and support videos, and also throw in some Fibonacci videos. Just drew in this rectangle. Look at all this action inside this this rectangle, and this goes all the way back to here. It just continues. So this level here is real active. Anytime you have a real active level, what you have is a bunch of people out there trading it that are respecting this level. So you're looking for something to happen in that level. And you're going to be much more likely to get what you want if you're playing levels rather than just playing your indicators. All right, so right here, this is our RSI. What I did with the RSI is I set it to 5 instead of the typical 14 length. So length here, usually this says 14. I actually moved it to 5. It works a little bit better for me for what I'm doing in this type of trade. What I'm looking for here is divergence. If I can get divergence in my level, that's a really good start to an excellent trade. Now, when I talk trade, we're talking anywhere from an hour to 3 days. That's usually my typical trade. So what did we have? Well, we had this low. We went to a higher low here on price action. On my RSI, we went from low to a lower low. There's our hidden bullish divergence. Now, does it matter if it's hidden or regular? Yes and no, but for you guys that are kind of new at this, if it's bullish divergence, it's bullish divergence. Hidden basically means it's just going to continue the trend. And if you're continuing the trend using these bottom peaks here, it's going to be bullish. So bullish divergence is going to be bullish divergence for you. So we've got that. Okay, so now we've got bullish divergence on the RSI on the 4-hour timeline. 4-hour timeline. Well, I can't show you that right now, but it's a 4-hour timeline for Bitcoin. That's a pretty strong signal. Let's go down to Fu Manchu. We've got, here's the area we're looking at. That corresponds to this little mound right here. What did we have? We had low, higher low. Now we have low, lower low. So once again, we have divergence or hidden bullish divergence here and here. And also we had a green dot print on the Fu Manchu. And finally, we had trend exhaustion. This is actually a paid indicator. I can show you where to get that. If you're interested, just ask me below and I'll show you. And what we had is not only did we have the trend exhaustion all the way down here, I modified this a little bit so this would be in the green, all the way down here in the green, which indicates to me that it's going to pump sooner or later, but I also had divergence. Here we go right here, our low, our lower low against our low, higher low. Now, these other lines here, this blue line is whale money. So we can kind of watch what the whale money's doing. Whale money here, it started pumping back into the market right around when I bought. Now it's starting to actually descend a little bit. So it might be slowing down a little bit, but you know, these things move up and down. So I'm not that worried about it. We can see the trend exhaustion start moving up again. So we have divergence here, divergence here, divergence here with the Fu Manchu. We've got all these 3 things happening on the 4-hour timeline inside of a zone that we were expecting some sort of action. So with the 5 Bitcoin rolling, again, if you're using leverage, you don't actually need 5. You're up. When I made this, I just kind of woke up and I was tracking this already. I was already planning this trade if things worked out the way I wanted. And so I just woke up, saw that it panned out, and actually jumped in. I already moved the stop loss above my buy-in. So my stop loss is actually already $920. It says negative, but when you're talking stop losses, that means positive for you. So even if this whole thing were to turn around and hit my stop loss, I'm up $920. Now, minus fees, you're talking probably a couple $100 in fees when you're playing with this amount. And so you're profiting $700. So if you profit $700 from a trade you made at midnight because you woke up for 15 minutes and now it's 9, 10 in the morning, then you're doing pretty good. Anyways, that's it. Put your questions down below. Please subscribe. And this trade is still good. This isn't a FOMO. You could get in now and still get a good trade. But of course, you're only going to be using fake money. Don't ever use real money. You'll lose your house, your car, and all your friends.